Age level characteristics from middle school through high school. Brought to you by Rachel Norland. Students need teachers who understand their physical, emotional, social, and cognitive needs. So let's start with middle school. Middle school characteristics. Physically, students are going through rapid growth spurts and puberty, a lot of change. Cognitively, students need an open classroom, supportive teaching, feeling capable at tasks. Emotionally, this is a time of storm and stress. They are very egocentric and assume that everybody is evaluating them. Socially, students care a lot about each other's opinions. The need to conform reaches a peak during middle school. When teaching middle school, remember the range of maturity levels and that students think that teachers don't understand them. Teachers help students be sensitive of each other, provide opportunities for students to make decisions, and help strengthen their feelings of self-efficacy. Remember all your learners. Gardner taught us about the multiple intelligences. Your students are likely to exhibit many of these: musical, verbal, bodily, interpersonal skills. Design lessons that include all of your learners. Let's have some fun with art in middle school. Physically, students are concerned about how they look, how they fit in, how they conform. This is a chance to do an art lesson that allows them to create self-portraits representing themselves through other things: items, memories, activities, personal, and enlightened. Cognitively, students are beginning to build formal thought. This is a great time to teach fundamentals of art. This is a lesson on elements and principles, breaking it down through spinning, a new interactive way. Emotionally, students start to understand other people's views. So foreshortening looks at different perspectives in personal ways. Socially, students are growing to be more independent, but they're still influenced by their peers. This art lesson allows you to do group work, intertwining ideas, and doing a lesson on abstraction. Personal story. I grew up in a small town with dedicated teachers and a school supportive of the arts. I was lucky to be able to explore my creative outlets. I remember enjoying ceramics in middle school and got particularly caught up in making clay whistle figurines. My teacher noted this was something I enjoyed and excelled at, and he encouraged me to continue this project past the due date. I believe flexibility is key in teaching, and being able to stray off course from lesson plans from time to time can encourage a new level of understanding and discovery in students. Development from middle to high school is also important. Between the stages, behaviors are influenced by our earlier experiences. High school students are still concerned about their appearance and influenced by peers, but school teachers have a big influence on life choices, careers, decision making. Negative changes and past experiences from middle school can impact depression in high school. Formal thought has begun, but most students reach it in high school. Remember, The most beautifully designed lesson filled with important content and well-crafted instructional strategies and resources can easily fall flat when it is provided for students who are not ready for it and for who it is a repeat. Make connections with your lessons. Help students construct knowledge. Now on to high school. High school characteristics. Physically, students mostly reach their maturity in high school, and some even become sexually active. Socially, peers influence status, but parents and adults can influence long-term plans. Also, many students have after-school jobs. Emotionally, this is when most disorders become noticeable, such as depression. So keep an eye on that, because if it is severe, it can lead to suicide. Cognitively, students begin to engage in formal thought. This is a time for teachers to help push that outside of the classroom. Political thinking, liberal, abstract thought comes into play. Teaching implications. At this point, teachers' influence can guide careers and students' academic achievement. Help your students experience success. Guide them to use their formal thought. Remember that we build upon our prior knowledge and that this is all constructed by the learner. Sometimes standards of teaching are not always what we want our students to do, so we might need to modify this for lessons or a particular learning assignment. When teaching high school art. Cognitively, you can really start to push formal thought here. This art lesson is depicting a general issue or a history lesson, current event. Students can research and communicate a stance or message through art. This one is using mixed media. Emotionally, students are developing relationships, new understandings. This art lesson is a secret world in a box. Students can bring to life an imagination. They can base it on personal experiences and expand their creativity. Socially, this is a good time to look at identity statuses, gender roles, occupation. This art lesson is a memory museum installation where students can reflect and collect personal memories to display and depict their own social existence in their life. Physically, students are still concerned with image. Peer groups are important. This is a way to understand the physical form without looking at how skinny someone is or how fat. You're looking at the lines, the curves, the physicality of a form. Personal story. High school feels like a time when you're supposed to define who you are, what you're good at, and where you're going. I remember my art teacher instilling in me passion, faith, and confidence in my own artistic abilities. A single lesson, teaching philosophy, or act of good faith can be a driving force to encourage your students to believe in themselves and the power of education. Help guide students down their own unique paths to individual success. The end. And here is my works cited. Thanks.